Hi, welcome back to Home Time. We've been taking a fairly extensive look at what's involved in building a new townhome. Today we wrap the whole thing up with some final decorating and some new furniture.
Yep, we're focused on one of the units in this 8-unit building here, which is a part of a suburban development just southwest of Minneapolis. And if you've seen any of our earlier shows, you know that we're working with a local division of a national construction company.
Our job's been to finish up the townhouse, which include finished carpentry, some doors, and flooring. We also had expert help with countertops, a gas fireplace, and wall bed furniture up in the loft. It's been interesting.
Oh, it has, but it's not over yet. We got a whole house full of furniture coming, and that's always fun.
We're also going to be dealing with artwork created from digital images of photos and artwork printed on a variety of canvases.
Yes, very interesting, so make sure you stick around and see how we wrap up the townhouse project.
In addition to the furniture, we also have some other delicate objects being delivered today. We had some art prints done for the project. This is some pretty interesting stuff. We've been working with John and Valerie Becker on about 15 pieces that they've done at their shop and brought up to the project here. I can't wait to see these up on the walls. They use a process called giclee. It's a way of printing with a digital image. Why don't you kind of describe what you guys do?
Well, giclee is a French word to mean to spray. So we essentially are inkjetting UV tolerant inks on a variety of media, whether it be canvas or watercolor or whatever.
And you're able to take a piece of fine art or a photograph and print it on something.
Absolutely.
Like
Anything that's in a digital format, we can print up to 60 inches wide.
I know we had kind of a debate, what type of canvas we were going to use for these. I know you can go a couple different routes.
And you have to think about the end result of the image, what the impact is going to be and how it will be used. But this happens to be printed on a matte canvas, so it's a softer image. And another option, if you have a very sharply focused photograph, you can go something where it has a more of a glossy finish, and that'll give you terrific edge resolution.
And all this started with a picture framing business that you guys had in that beautiful little town of Red Wing, Minnesota, right?
Red Wing, Minnesota is on the banks of the Mississippi River, about 60 miles south of the Twin Cities. It's a beautiful, historic, authentic core downtown. And we began with custom framing, which evolved into providing additionally custom printing as well.
So Valerie, it looks like these are some of the Richard Abrams paintings. I know we're going to be using a couple of those.
Yes.
So, and you represent quite a few different Minnesota artists here in the gallery.
Yes, we do, as well as some from Wisconsin too.
So what type of painting, you'd mentioned before, what sort of painting is that, plein air?
Richard does plein air painting, so he's actually standing outside painting and looking at it as the shadows actually go up the hill. You'll see that in his paintings, the shadows and the light. And then every once in a while we'll do a special exhibit. These pieces are actually original art from the Brown and Bigelow calendar art. The artists were commissioned to paint pieces for calendars.
So John, what's the first step when somebody brings in a painting and they want to have it printed? What's the first thing you would do for original art?
In that case, the first thing we do is we'd scan it. We digitize the image somehow and get it into the system in a digital format. Then you have to think about what your ultimate purpose for that image will be. Is it going to be a large format print, so you have to grow the image? Do you want to manipulate the colors? So that's where you start to think more about what the ultimate purpose of the image is. Well, the next step then is to send it over to the RIP, which is a dedicated computer just to do printing. And then the RIP will create the printing instructions for the printer.
So once that RIP is all set to go, then it's a matter of turning on the printer and...
Absolutely, and then pray for rain.
Now, one thing I should mention, you can't just print anything. For instance, we're working with one of the artists that you guys know. This is Victoria Menke, right?
Victoria Menke is the artist.
But you did talk to her about the possibility of having us print one of these.
We have permission to use her image and to reproduce it for this project and this project alone.
Now, another thing we're going to be doing is a lot of photographs. So for that, what we're able to do is go on the web and you can take a look at a stock library of photographs. For instance, one thing that Andrew and Brooke wanted to do is some clouds in the great room. So we found a couple of perfect photographs for that. This is a photograph we're going to put in one of the bathrooms. This goes in the bedroom, I think on top of the dresser. So we have a lot of different uses, a lot of different photographs. So it's a good way to be able to get some art throughout the home, go on the web, license photographs like this, and that's what we're going to be doing in quite a few spaces throughout the townhouse.
Typically it's dry to the touch when it comes out of the printer. We like to give it overnight to cure.
Then you're ready to stretch it.
Absolutely, yep.
So Valerie, this is how you go about wrapping the prints.
Exactly, we've got the print here that we started with.
Okay, so you just wrap the print right around the edge here, then even bring it on the back and then just staple the things down.
I actually want to stretch it first and get it tight.
So this applies just a little bit of
Exactly.
pressure to just tug it in.
Yep.
Okay.
And then I grab the stapler and I put a staple in.
I noticed this is the profile. Is this what you use for stretching all of them?
Yes, it is. I use the same frame for all of them. It actually is just touching.
I suppose that otherwise this will start telegraphing over time underneath.
You're right.
print. Okay, well I'll let you keep going on it.
Thank you. We do all sorts of framing, and we really specialize in archival framing, so the safest way of framing for the art.
Well, it's an incredible process, and these really look great. You know what I love is with a gallery wrap like this, brings image around the side. You really don't need a frame in it. It looks just great up on the wall.
We do like having some image on the side, but sometimes we have to add image if it's a crucial part of the picture.
Well, good enough. Well, I think we're going to try hanging this one downstairs.
Good luck.
That's what we'll probably need.
This is where the fun begins. This is where it all comes together. It's the little final touches that make a good project a great project.
Well, we pretty much got the furniture where Andrew and Brooke had planned, but as usual, there's a little bit of tweaking to make sure everything is looking exactly the way they want it. So it's nice to have them here looking things over from a designer's perspective and to get their thoughts on how things turned out.
It's a lot of work. A lot of people don't realize how much effort and time goes into kind of really finishing the project, and it makes a difference between it looking like a showroom versus a home, like somebody lives there.
So, Andrew, what do you think?
Oh, I think it turned out great. I especially love these chairs. I'm really glad that we went with this strong print.
It's the first thing you see when you come walking into the house.
Absolutely, and we went big with those. I think it worked out well. I also love the prints here. Great way to add a little interest and color to the room. So they make a big splash. I also
Oh, Brooke, the color in here, this is probably my favorite. It's nice and dark, but it's really, really soothing at the same time.
Absolutely. We were looking to add some drama in the master bedroom, really make it special. And I love the way that the crispy white linens, the contrast that they have with the color on the walls.
Yeah.
Still keeping in the dark finish on all the furniture pieces. But then on the windows, we've actually added some panels on either side, keeping the silhouettes for privacy and light control, but the panels for softness. And then a nice heavier piece on this side of the room with a piece of art really makes a nice composition.
Yeah, you know, you called it spa-like at one point. I think that's exactly what it is.
Absolutely.
It's
Very
really
restful.
nice. Yes, yes.
I think we chose really the best of the best of the product, and I think it all came together really well.
Well, with all the furniture and design elements in place, I'd say this pretty much wraps it up here as far as we're concerned. So I hope you've learned a little something as you followed the construction of this townhouse. Early on, the builder we've been working with did all the heavy lifting. But starting with the mechanical rough-ins, we've been here for all the major steps and showed you the gradual but dramatic transformation to the finished ceilings, walls, and floors where we've been applying the final touches on the last few shows. And if you've ever thought townhomes might be kind of small, cramped, and dark, well, a project like this shows that they can be open, spacious, and full of light. From the builder of our development, the designers, architects, subcontractors, and of course, the Hometime gang, we are officially done with the townhouse.
Well, it's been a lot of fun, but we're going to catch our breath here for a while. Next time we'll be on to another project. Hopefully you'll join us for that. Till then, I'm Dean Johnson.
And I'm Miriam Johnson. Thanks for watching.